Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, January 2nd, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Well, we're back in the saddle again. A happy 2025 to everyone. I hope you had a wonderful new year. I got a really cool calendar for Christmas, so all of you will benefit every day this year with an OMG fact. Up for January 2nd, the Etruscan shrew's metabolism is so fast that it needs to eat every 2 hours or it dies. So there you go. Anyhow, we do have some news, so shall we? A 9-year-old child sustained life-threatening injuries in a fire caused by an indoor ignitable liquid flame kit in Anne Arundel County. The incident occurred on December 30th in a townhome on Crooked Tree Lane in Laurel. Firefighters quickly contained the blaze, and the child was transported to Johns Hopkins Pediatric Facility with life-threatening injuries. An adult was also treated on the scene for burns. The Anne Arundel County Fire and Explosives Investigation Unit determined that the fire was accidental. It was linked to the use of a flame kit commonly used for making s'mores indoors. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has previously warned against using such products. Bad news for Maryland property owners. You are going to face higher tax assessments in 2025 due to rising home prices and limited housing inventory. The State Department of Assessments and Taxation reported a combined 20.1% increase in residential and commercial property values over the past 3 years. This affects 712,782 properties reassessed for 2025, with residential values up 21.1% and commercial properties rising 16.4%. To mitigate sharp tax hikes, Maryland caps taxable assessments and increases at 10% annually, with some local jurisdictions implementing even lower caps. Assessment notices have been mailed out and appeals are due within 45 days. It should be noted that the state does this in 3-year intervals. They take a third of the properties 1 year and do it, a third of the properties the next year, a third of the properties the third year, and then they go back to the first again. Anne Arundel County residents are invited to observe the selection process for the Maryland Senate District 30 vacancy following Senator Sarah Elfreth's resignation as she moved on to Congress. The Anne Arundel County Democratic Central Committee is going to hold a public meeting on Saturday, January 4th at the Michael Bush Library on West Street in Annapolis. The meeting will include candidate interviews, deliberations, and a public roll call vote. All will be live streamed on the committee's social media platforms. And remember, this is how a vacancy is filled in Maryland. All right, we all know that Annapolis has a pretty vibrant culinary scene with many locally owned restaurants. So we thought it'd be fun. What we did is we scoured OpenTable, Yelp, and Google reviews. We crunched all the numbers. We tossed out any national chains, and we came up with the top 15 local restaurants right here in Annapolis. From Chicken Roost to Vin 909 to Davis's and the Boatyard and plenty more. You want to check them out at eyeonannapolis.net and see if your favorite made the list. If you're curious about crime in your neighborhood, since 2019, we've been tracking crime in an interactive map on a daily basis. Find your neighborhood, zoom in, click on the pins for all of the details. We've also included a few comparison slider maps and historical ones back to 2019. I need to note that they are not all inclusive. Some crimes are still under investigation and others are simply not reported to the public. For example, in Annapolis, the Annapolis Police Department has only reported 2 rapes in 2024 publicly, but when you dig a little bit deeper, there were really 24. But the maps are a good overview of what is happening all over the city and the county. We do have them in the sidebar of the front page at eyeonannapolis.net all throughout the year, but we do have a special post for the end of the year, so you do want to check that out. Podcast stuff. Up this weekend on the Local Business Spotlight, we're chatting with the smallest in size business that I have ever talked with. Jerry from Schrawl's Brat Shop in Edgewater. It's a new business that does drop at noon on Saturday. And in closing, one of the best ways to keep up on the local news is the Daily News Recap email. It goes out at 7 p.m. every single day. It's free, it's paywall free, and here is a link right here in the show notes for you to sign up. And please feel free to let your friends, family, and colleagues all know about it as well. And that is a wrap. As always, thank you for being you, and a thank you to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and Scout and Molly's over there at the Annapolis Town Center. So now you just need to sit back because weather is coming up, and Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace is here as well with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes. All of that's coming right up, so hang tight.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
This is an Eye on Annapolis weather update.
Good morning, Anne Arundel County. Let's dive into the weather for the next few days, and there is a bit of a teaser for what's ahead early next week, so you want to stay tuned. Today is shaping up to be a bright and breezy day with plenty of sunshine to kick things off. Highs will hover around 42 degrees, so if you want, keep that jacket handy. Lows tonight are going to dip into the low 30s, so it's definitely chilly, but nothing we Marylanders can't handle. Tomorrow, clouds are going to roll in, and we're expecting a few snow showers in the afternoon. Now, don't panic. It is not a major event, but those heavier bursts of snow could reduce visibility briefly. So if you are out and about, drive with caution. Highs will again reach about 42 degrees, with lows dipping into a brisk 28 degrees. Winter is here, folks. Saturday, colder air does settle in as the weekend kicks off. We're going to see highs only reaching 35 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds, and it'll be breezy too, so you want to bundle up if you're venturing outside. Overnight, temperatures will dip to a chilly 26 degrees, and that's a good day for some hot cocoa indoors. And now, here is the heads up for you. Early next week, we are keeping our eye on the potential for a significant winter storm. It is still a little bit too early to say, but if it materializes, it could bring some impactful weather our way Sunday night into Monday. Keep checking in for updates, and we're going to keep you in the loop. That's it for your Anne Arundel County forecast. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of your shortened week.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. Over at Quiet Waters Park, their holiday artisan market has a few more days still. It closes on Sunday the 5th, so if you're still looking for gifts, pop over there and see what they have left. At Chesapeake Light Craft in Annapolis, registration is open for their Introduction to Marine Epoxy class coming up at the end of January, as well as their Learn the Essentials of Painting and Varnishing class coming up in February. At Knits and Pieces off of Bestgate Road, Monday, check out their sweater knitting class, Making a Weekender Sweater. This one was so popular, they set up a second session coming up later in January. Also on Monday, they have a Learn to Knit Thick Socks using DK Weight yarn. And registration is open for their Saturday skills session with reading and creating crochet charts, the Not Your Granny's Granny Square class, a Toft Crochet Animals class, as well as comprehensive Learn to Knit, as well as crochet classes, coming up in January and February. At Art Farm in Annapolis, Saturday, check out their First Exposure Digital Photography class. Sunday, they have their Vibe, Flow, and Chill Yoga class. And then on Tuesday, there's Watercolor for Beginners. And registration is open for other adult workshops, including more sketch nights, acrylic painting, botanical drawing, improv classes, creative circle meetups, and many more. and their Kids Art Camp's winter session is starting up. Monday, they have a Kids Art School for ages 4 through 5, another Kids Art School for ages 6 through 8, as well as how to write comic books for ages 9 through 12. On Tuesday, they have Mixed Media Art School for ages 9 through 11, podcasting for ages 10 through 14, as well as the Zen Art School for ages 6 through 8. And then on Wednesday, there's a pencil, charcoal, ink, and watercolor class for ages 9 through 11. And they have more Kids Art School classes coming up soon, involving mixed media, fashion design, cartooning, and more. And registration is open for their Not Slumber Party for ages 6 through 10, coming up on the 17th, where you can drop the kids off and give yourself a night out with food, games, art activities, and a movie at the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week. Today, Glen Burnie has a Thursday night art club. Saturday, Odenton has machine sewing basics. Edgewater has Sip and Savor mocktail creations for a dry January. Severna Park has a community service crafternoon, making blank cards for Our Troops Incorporated to send to our military, to have cards to send home to friends and family. Odenton has a crafting and fabric swap, and Deal has a drop-in family Lego build and play challenge. On Monday, Edgewater has Little Artist Process Art, and Eastport Annapolis Neck has a Teen Hangout Lego edition. Tuesday, Glen Burnie has Little Engineers Constructive Play, and Eastport Annapolis Neck has Homeschool STEM with Globe Observer, talking about NASA's Citizen Science Globe Observer program. And then on Wednesday, Edgewater has Skeins and Stitches, Severna Park has a Lego challenge, and Discoveries has a fabric DIY, learning basic sewing and crafting skills. January's session involves t-shirt design using their shirt press. And then down in Davidsonville, the Annapolis Woodworkers Guild has their monthly meeting on the second Thursday of each month. That would be next Thursday. So if you have an interest in woodworking, maybe pop down and check them out. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Hi, I'm Betsy Abraham. My mom and I own and operate Scout Molly's, this amazing little boutique at the Annapolis Town Center, and we're here to help. Whether you are shopping for the beautiful ladies on your holiday list or for yourself, we have something stunning for every occasion, from casual to black tie. From the Parade of Lights to New Year's Eve, we have the perfect outfit for every event this year. Scout Molly's, Annapolis Town Center. Thank you for shopping local.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.